Alright, this video is for my plant hormones quiz for botany. Okay, so first question is to draw a table with the major groups of plant hormones and their chemical nature, their sites of biosynthesis, how they're transported, and the effects they have on the plant. Okay, so the first one we have is the auxins. And the chemical nature, what I had for chemical nature on my notes was there's two major groups of auxins. There's natural auxins and there's synthetic auxins. Synthetic auxins are just pretty much lab made. And then we have the sites of biosynthesis. So, like young leaves, the leaf primordia, the developing seeds is where usually auxin usually is, and in the stem too. That's a pretty big one actually. I don't know why I didn't put that one on here. And how auxin is transported through the plant. It transports through stems and leaves via the vascular parenchyma cells. The vascular parenchyma cells. There we go. And the effects with sunlight overhead, the auxin is distributed evenly throughout the plant. So basically, essentially, auxin just follows, kind of like not follows, but goes in the opposite direction of sunlight. So, let's say you're growing a plant, and you have sun at a 45-degree angle or something, then your plant is gonna go this way instead of towards the sun. The auxin, yeah, basically that's what I put here. And then we have the cytokines. The chemical nature of the cytokines is basically it induces cell division or increases cell division in a plant. The sites of biosynthesis is produced in the root tip. How it's transported throughout the plant. Cytokines are transported via the xylem from the roots to the shoot, so to the stem. All right, and the effects of cytokines is they induce cytokinesis, which is cytokinesis through meiosis. Either meiosis or mitosis. They produce the development of lateral buds, and they help with leaf abscission. So basically, they help with in the fall where leaves fall over and they come off the trees and stuff. So, and then we have ethylene, the only gas out of all of these. So ethylene, chemical nature, basically what I had in my notes is that this would cause plants around the production or burning of ethylene to lose their leaves. That's more has to do with ethylene powered street lamps from back in the day. And then we have sites of biosynthesis for ethylene. Ethylene is produced anywhere in the plant. Oh yeah, I can read my own handwriting. Produced anywhere in the plant during stress, especially in tissues that are ripening or do the process of ripening. So like fruits. This is transported through diffusion because it's a gas. And the effects that ethylene has is ethylene affects ripening of fruit. It produces it promotes abscission during the fall. It's some plants excrete this gas during different seasons and things. It also, I think, increases plant aging. So, and then we have abscisic acid. The chemical nature of abscisic acid is Basically, it's something about dormant in branches that produce ABA, so abscisic acid. And then sites of biosynthesis produced by the mature leaves and roots during water stress. So this is another stress hormone. Transport. Um, so since abscisic acid is a stress hormone, um, so the transport is roots respond by uh, releasing ABA into the xylem to transport to the leaves. So yeah, go through the xylem for transport. Let's see. High levels of ABA promote seed and bud dormancy. ABA travels up to the leaves and from the roots and promotes stomatal closure. All right, and then we have gibberellins. The chemical nature of gibberellins is well, from what I had in my notes, I only had that there have been 125 gibberellins that have been isolated and identified. And then the sites of biosynthesis, gibberellins are usually produced in young tissues of the shoot, also in developing seeds, flowers, and fruit. Gibberellins transport through the xylem and phloem. And then the effects of gibberellins is influences stem growth, they stimulate cell division and elongation. They have a large influence on fruits. So that's what I have for my chart. And to answer the questions after this one, because that was my first question. And the second question is the scenario with a Kansas horticulturist is wanting to transport several large lemon trees to a friend in California. So basically, how would they do that if they have all the materials they need? So for that question, I think I assume that the horticulturist was a woman. So I think she should treat the lemon trees with cytokines, because cytokines delay plant aging, basically. And that's my answer for the second question. For the third question, the scenario was when a plant is left to germinate in a shaded area with no sunlight, the seedling appears yellow in appearance and spindly. Explain what plant hormones you think are responsible for this pattern of growth and why. Alright, so for the third question, I think it was since there's little to no sunlight, oxen would not know what direction the stem should go in, making the stem spindly, so basically making it like curly. Gibberellins could also have had an effect here, since auxins and gibberellins are important to stem development. Also, no sunlight would hinder ABA production, halting germination. And that's what I have for question 3. And then for question 4, consider the following scenario. You are a gardener wanting to grow lush roses for your front flower bed and want to find a product at your local hardware store to achieve these results. Explain what plant hormones you would look to be included in a product to obtain these results and why. So I put auxin because of the apical dominance when cutting or pruning. Auxin is produced where the branches were cut and promote more lateral bud growth, basically making a bushier plant. So yeah, that's my answer for question 4, and that's the last question. Everything I have, all the information I have in this video is from the lecture and from my notes. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.